I'm Kyle Bosch here with Lisa Bedone. We're just getting started with non-stop news and weather all the way up to the top of the hour to help you plan your day.
You have to evacuate right now. And I asked him, what about my dog? He said, oh, he'll be okay. So
Obviously frightening moments and hours for people in a small North Dakota town as they were forced to flee their homes by a fiery oil train crash.
We have exclusive video this morning of the oil train crash site near Heimdall, North Dakota. And it really shows the extent of the damage from the derailment. You can see the fire is now out, but crews were still pouring water on some tankers throughout the night, trying to cool them down. Crews are also monitoring a possible oil contamination in some nearby wetlands and working to repair the tracks. About 3 dozen people living near that fiery train derailment did go back to their homes around 10 last night after being evacuated early yesterday morning.
Now, the fire started around 7:30 yesterday morning. Witnesses say they could feel and hear explosions. Fire crews from around that area rushed to the scene to try and keep the flames under control. They did get a bit of luck from the weather. A Wells County commissioner says yesterday's rainfall dampened the grass and did help contain the flames. Now, BNSF Railway says the train had 109 cars, all but one of them carrying crude oil. Crash investigators will be on the site today as they try to figure out exactly what happened.
Investigators are working on that already, and one question has already come up. Why did the train go off the tracks? Could it be this, what you're seeing a picture of, a broken wheel found at the site? It's being looked at as a possible cause of that derailment.
Now, at first, the BNSF spokesman would not confirm or deny the wheel is to blame for the crash. They wouldn't even confirm or deny that it came from yesterday's derailment. However, another spokesman that we reached by phone last night said that the broken wheel was a possibility being considered, but that so far nothing had been determined. Obviously, much more on this developing story coming up throughout the day on Valley News Live and our website, valleynewslive.com. Now it's time to get a look at weather and traffic on the one, starting with Mick Kerr.
Thank you. Rain moving northward this morning into the northern end of the valley, tapering off. There'll still be the occasional drizzle, sprinkle, or even light rain shower, maybe even this afternoon. From Detroit Lakes down to Fergus Falls over to Sisseton, maybe a couple of thunder showers possible. But look at the temperatures up north. Grand Forks by 5 o'clock, upper 40s, Langdon, Cavalier, Pembina, Hallock. Very cool air will start to blow into the valley on the heels of a north wind, 15 to 25 miles an hour. Cooling us down tonight and keeping us cool tomorrow. We'll start in the upper 30s up north. Saturday morning will be in the low 30s up north. And it looks like tomorrow afternoon we're talking about mostly 50s for everybody. Up north, some 40s. So definitely cool. The rain potential for the next few days, very limited amounts of rain in just a few hundreds possible in southeast North Dakota, west central Minnesota, not much. The closer you get to central Minnesota, the better chance you have of getting some moderate to even significant rain. But the rain coming to an end in southeast North Dakota, moving into the northern valley, north central Minnesota to west central Iowa, down to Oklahoma, down to Dallas. But it's back here in West Texas where they have the best chance of strong thunderstorms, even some tornadoes again today. Southeast winds 17 or so. 63 Fergus and Fargo, 55 Valley City, and again, southeast winds giving the northern end of the valley some of the warmest temperatures of the day. Once those winds turn around to the northwest, keep your eye on the flagpole or whatever lets you know where the wind is at. Right now, the wind's still southeast at 11. Grand Forks, it's 62. Fargo, Moorhead, starting to be a little breezy, and 63. Let's get a traffic update now. Here's Al Ahmed.
Good morning, Mick. Good morning, everyone. I'm northbound on Interstate 29. Traffic is approaching heavy out here on I-29, particularly between 32nd Avenue South and Main Avenue. Speaking of Main Avenue, there's a car that's stalled. It's on northbound Interstate 29 just before you get to the Main Avenue ramp, so make sure that you're looking out for that. There was one that was stalled a little bit earlier on 19th Avenue North, westbound lane. I assume that it's out of there by now, but just in case, a little bit of a heads up for you. Interstate 94 traffic getting pretty thick this morning as well. Drive carefully in North Fargo, Willamette Valley today traffic.
It's now 6 minutes before 7. Bail has been set at $250,000 for the North Dakota school superintendent accused of having a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old boy. Police arrested Charles Soper at the Sawyer School Tuesday after discovering he allegedly used a social media app to connect with the boy.
Now, prosecutors say that Soper and the teen had sexual encounters at least 11 times, often including a third as yet unidentified person. Soper is charged with luring a minor and human trafficking. Campfires and other burns are back on in some parts of the valley after yesterday's rainfall and the rain we're picking up this morning. Grand Forks County has now lifted its burn ban, but the sheriff says if the conditions get dry and winds increase again, it will be put back in place. The autopsy on a UND student shows he died of a fentanyl overdose. 22-year-old Alex Davis was found unresponsive at his home on April 4th. Police say Davis lived for several hours after being rushed to All True Hospital, but ultimately passed away there.
A lot of us have been there, wondering why road construction is happening right in the middle of rush hour. And now the Minnesota Department of Transportation is rethinking its policy on lane closures during peak travel times. It's happening because of a huge number of complaints about major delays during a bridge project near the Twin Cities yesterday morning. People swamped Twitter and Facebook, wondering why the work couldn't wait until after rush hour and why drivers weren't notified beforehand. Bad news this morning for North Dakota deer hunters. You'll have even less of a chance to get a tag this year. The number of deer licenses available in North Dakota has been cut again to less than 44,000.
Yeah, that's 4,700 fewer than last year and the lowest number since 1978. Game and Fish officials say that deer populations remain low in many areas of the state. Now, the deadline to apply for your license is June 3rd. The deer gun season is set to open on November 6th. After finding some old items out on the curbs around Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo this week during cleanup week, now's the time to turn those into brand new things for your home for a little upcycling.
The Valley Today's Christy Larson has been showing us some unique ways to upcycle, and she joins us live from the warehouse in South Fargo with more. Good morning, Christy.
Good morning, Kyle and Lisa. And we did want to share another idea for you. Maybe you have an old family farm, or maybe even just some old wood that you did find from a barn. Deb's been making a nice, beautiful American flag, and it's not quite finished yet, but you're finishing it.
I'm working on it here. This is an old barn that we got from a farm, and an old door that we got from a farm, and I'm just painting it as a flag, and I'm going to set it outside in front of my house.
And I think that's beautiful because you can really do that with any kind of old wood that you might have, that you want to make it into something new and still have something from your past in your future or current home.
Right. It's kind of fun to have something rustic outside of your home, and so this is my project for this summer.
And we've been talking about getting that inspiration, and I've been inspired just walking through the store, but where do you get your inspiration to kind of do these upcycling projects?
Well, we look at magazines, and we look on Pinterest, and I think we get ideas from our customers when they come in. Sometimes they give us ideas. My partner's here. We brainstorm on how we can use something, and there's always a new way of using something that you find.
And that's what I've been seeing here is you guys find so many unique ways to use everything from springs as flower pot holders all the way to making some old wood into a new pitcher. And if maybe you're not the most creative, don't worry, you can come and buy some of these unique items to place into your home. They have a sale coming up next weekend. They have it on Thursday from 4 until 8. They have it on Friday from 10 in the morning until 5 at night, and then again on Saturday from 10 in the morning until 5 at night. So Kyle and Lisa, no matter if you are going to do some of these projects on your own, or maybe you do want to just come to the sale, there you can add that unique piece in your house, and it will be easy for you to do.
Yeah, some beautiful stuff there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not about just the time. Sometimes it's the talent as well. They have
Yes.
the talent there to create beautiful things. Christy Larson reporting live for us. Thank you, Christy.
Remember, if you want to stay updated on breaking news and weather alerts throughout the day, sign up for our Valley News Live text alerts. It's easy to do. Just head to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click the text alerts button for all the details.
Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. The average person has more than 1,400 of these a year.
The answer, dreams. Remember, you can take part in our question of the morning every Monday through Friday by going to our Valley News Live Facebook page, where we invite you to join the conversation with us all day long.
1,400? I can't remember more than a couple of them.
Yeah. Yes, me too.
Yeah. All right, quick check of our forecast here. We do see a few showers this morning. Rain moving northward into the northern end of the valley. Temperatures will start to cool down this afternoon as the wind turns around to the northwest. Leonard, North Dakota, down to McLeod, picked up an inch thanks for those rain reports. But Leonard, Minnesota, which is north of Bagley, Guy just emailed me and said didn't even get enough rain in the rain gauge to wet the bottom of the rain gauge. So a lot of people disappointed with how much rain we got.
Thank you, Mick. And one more time this morning, we want to show you some of that exclusive video that we have a little bit closer of the train derailment near Heimdall, North Dakota. Of course, crews have been on the scene all night long, watching for hot spots, continuing to try to cool down those tankers, even though the fire is out. Watch for developments online throughout the day on this story at valleynewslive.com and throughout the day on all of our Valley News Live newscasts.
Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow morning.